Hey everyone, Battlecrom here. We are back in Estancia Sao, Carlos. This is episode 1 of a new series. I'm kind of redoing the series. I apologize, hope I'm not ruffling too many feathers with that. But with the precision farming update, I decided to use that as an excuse to restart this map because I decided I wanted to play it a little differently after having played it for, quite a while now. I decided I want to have a cattle ranch. You know, in the other series, I was getting into cereals, and I was eventually going to build a cereal factory. But I decided animal husbandry is something I'd rather do, and I wanted to do cows and chickens. We're going to add a chicken coop to this over there somewhere. This time we're going to play the whole series in the new time controls. It took me several episodes to figure out in the last series. Another reason why I want to restart it. The time controls for this series is going to be our 15 times speed, 2 days per month, 2 months per episode. That way the game progresses faster. But there are some changes I need to make to this farm. Because the first issue I ran into, and I'll show you, and I love the style of this cattle barn, you know, because it's made for this map. But I had trouble here with this. I couldn't add the manure extension, and it's like, how could you have cattle without producing manure? My solution was, we're just going to sell it, and we're going to go with one of the in-game ones. The problem with that is we're going to take a loss on the money doing it, and I don't want to do that. So what we'll do is we're going to sell it, and we'll put in the in-game one that holds the same amount of cows. This one holds 80 cows, and then we'll just readjust the money so we're not actually taking a loss on it. So we'll sell that cow barn. Okay, and where I had in mind for the chicken coop was over here. This structure right here is just decorative. You know, I actually pay for a good chunk of the chicken coop. So between the water tower and that structure, and then the fence here, we're going to sell that. For the most part, it pays for the chicken coop because we need to get this fence out of here too. This guy with the silo right here is much better than the chicken coop we had on the other farm where I was constantly running out of food. This little silo here holds a lot. It makes it a lot easier. So let's see. Let's flip it around like that. Something like that. Where we can actually, looks like we can drive up to the silo on the side there and then around the back side. Yeah, that looks good. That's perfect. I was going to go with this one. It does 80 cows, just like the in-game one does 80 cows. It's more money, but, you know, it's what we have to do. But I'm not going to take a loss on it. We'll just adjust it. So let's put this right up. Probably right there. Now, we can do the extension. Let's do just a little bit of landscaping here first, though. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, let's get rid of this one here too while we're at it. Because to me it just looks like it's just going to end up getting in the way. Now we can put our extension down. Do it like this in case we need to get to that point on the side for some reason. Put it in here like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's get a little higher. There we go. Now we got a cow barn. We'll actually produce manure. We set up our farm the way we wanted to. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save the game, exit it, and then we could adjust our money and get it back to where we had it. So that way we're not taking the loss by changing out the cow barn there. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, the money has been readjusted. Now, let's have a look at our settings here before we get going. I think there was still a couple things I wanted to change. Okay, we're going to run it at 15 times speed, but not yet. And the reason I say not yet is because this isn't my first rodeo here now with changing the days on the first day of the game. And it's like, it doesn't seem to matter how many days you put here. When you go to bed, it's gonna pass into the next month. So August is just gonna go into September. We're not even gonna get that second day. But once we get into September, we will get 2 days. So we're going to run the first day at 5 times speed to make sure we have enough time to get done other things we need to do. And then when we go to bed, when we wake up and it's the first day of September, then we'll kick it up to 15 times for the rest of the series. There were some other things I wanted to change. Yeah, we're going to turn plowing off because we are running precision farming. Fieldstones off. We want weeds on for precision farming. I pretty much always place the crop destruction on. This manual start the engines. There's a lot of advantages to being able to do that. Oh yeah, and this, we want to manual fill all these. We don't want workers auto-filling anything. Yeah, I think that about covers that. Alright. Okay, first thing we got to do is get that wheat field harvested. Yeah, we want to harvest the wheat field so we can get the wheat and we can get chickens going. The sooner we get chickens going, the better. Because those eggs is going to be... That's going to be our primary source of income, is those eggs, until we can get the cattle barn up and running, which is going to take a little bit longer to do because we got to wait for that grass over there to mature. So first thing, let's look at the used market. I think we should definitely buy that. I mean, we're going to need that. This we don't have the auto feed cow barn here, so that's a great deal. 53% off. I mean, it may not be the ideal size of what I would like, but for that price, we're getting that for sure. There's not even, I don't even have to think about that. And we got a header here. Okay, that header is supposed to go with this $400,000 Massey Ferguson, but yeah, I'm not going to buy a $400,000 Massey Ferguson. That will eat up half of our money. But it's only a 30-foot header. I bet we could probably run it on this harvester. This harvester is actually not bad. We got 310 horsepower. I don't think it's going to run out of power at 310 horsepower on that flat field with that big header. I think that header will work just fine on this. So let's go ahead and get this header. And then we'll get this combiner here. Oh, hold on. Let's put GPS on there. Okay, then we need a tractor. And we don't have any used ones. Ooh, what is that? Oh, a tedder. Yeah, we're going to need a tedder. 11. That's a big old tedder. 11 meter. It's only 14,000. Was that on there before? I don't even remember seeing that. I was too focused on that. Did that just come on there? Maybe it just came on there. Yeah, since it's on sale too, I think that's something we better buy. I know we're not going to need it. Well, we actually might need it in this episode. We might be able to get a cut on that grass next turn. I was thinking about tractors. I think this Vulture might be a good first tractor. 190 horsepower should do pretty much everything we need it to do, and the price is right. It also has connectors on the front. You can connect to the front of it and the back of it. Yeah, I think this is going to be our first tractor. Let's put the GPS on it, and actually no, I don't want to do that. We'll buy the standalone one. Okay, I think we got, yeah, that's not bad, 126,000. Look at that for our first tractor. Yeah, I got this truck here. We should just sell this. Sell for 22,000. All right, let's get the harvester over there and get this thing started right away, harvesting that field. Good enough. Look that up. I wonder if we could trust a worker to get this down there at least most of the way without wrecking it. Probably not. Let's give it a try. Okay, so let's we need to get a trailer, and we could probably throw this guy on front, haul it over there. Yep. Whew. Did you see the back of that lift up there? Oh yeah. It's a little heavy. It's alright. I'm not going to be doing a lot of hauling with it. Mainly just hauling grain to a silo and to the chicken coop. And this guy, yeah, with the extension, is a pretty good overall value. It's only 20,000 and you get 22.5. There we go. Let's lift that back up. We're gonna wait on the back now. Alright, well here he is up ahead of us. You can tell by all the traffic backed up behind him. Let's pull off here. And then we'll take the harvester in the rest of the way. And then we'll come back for this. Sorry guys, hold on. Just give me a second here. I'm working on it. Okay, so we'll get a worker going on this. We'll come behind it with a baler. Before we get the worker going, though, let's run. Here, we pull up the map. I've actually run this field before in contracts in the end of the series. And really, if you just run, well, mainly this one, if you run across this tree line across the bottom, workers generally don't have a problem here. Sometimes they get a little hung up right here because if they come down like this, they might hit down the bottom here. That's the end of the field and they'll stop. But, I mean, that's the worst thing I've seen happen. But we're going to start here because it's kind of uneven on this tree line. That tree line, on the other hand, is pretty darn straight. So we're just going to run down here and we're going to run all the way down over here. We'll wrap around up here and then we'll put a worker on it. Unfold it. Pretty sure this header is going to work just fine on here. Yeah, it's not having any trouble pushing it around. If we had to go up a hill or something with it, that might be a different story. We might be lacking in horsepower. But on this field, it's so flat, it's not going to be a problem. Let's get this trailer over there now. We'll empty out the grain tank on the harvester before we get the workers started on that field. Okay, let's drop off the trailer like right here. Okay, before we head back over to the shop to get a baler, let's get this harvester lined up and get a worker started. We might just do this first little bit until we get past that tree. Afraid if I get a worker started, it's gonna end up hitting that tree. It's really close. It's a tight fit going past that tree right there. Oop, see? We got it. There we go. Okay, I think we can hire a worker now. I do love square balers, but when you're tight on money, the round balers are cheaper. We can get a baler that'll bale and wrap, and I think that'll be good to start with, and later on we'll upgrade and we'll get a square baler. This guy, it'll wrap. It's round bales, but it wraps. What is a bale and turner? Let's see. Bale and turner. Oh, maybe it stands it up. You think that's what it does? That is great. You know, I'm gonna spend the extra 2,000 just because I want to see that if that's what it's doing. All right, so let's get this baler. While we're here, let's grab our sensor, and this is also going to be our weight, because you can add a weight to this. So basically, it can be a sensor and a weight all in one. Yep. Go. Alright, looks like our worker's full over there, so let's park the baler here, take the trailer over there real quick, and empty out the grain tank on that guy. Let's see, where would be a good place for a grain silo? I was talking about doing some kind of drive-through right there. Yeah, because I was thinking of doing... You see how there's like a road kind of going around there? If we took out that tree and completed that road around and then stuck some kind of grain silo right there. This is a tree right here. This one's got to go. Let's cut a little road here and see how it turns out. So landscaping, painting. Make it a little bigger. Let's make it round though. I think this is one of the ones that comes with the map here. Yeah, put it right there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right there. That's perfect. All right. Put our wheat in there. There we go. Let's line the worker back up here. We'll put him back on it. Alright. Let's just put this one right inside the chicken coop. About half. Let's go to the other end of the field. We'll empty him out one more time. Once he makes a turn, and then we'll start baling this straw here. Let's just fill this thing up. Alright, we filled it up. That should give us a good supply of eggs. Let's go behind this worker now and start baling this field. Alright, well, we worked till almost 9 o'clock at night here, but I wanted to get all those bales done too, not just harvest it. And okay, well, let's hit the hay. Alright, it's September now, and we do need to get that field clear to bales. So let's run down the shop here and pick up a trailer we can use to collect them bales. And before September's over, we need to get that field replanted. We could also plant wheat in October, but I think the best thing is just to plant it in September. That way we can harvest it sooner. Let's buy that. You know, I was looking at this cornfield when we were coming by it earlier. That should be getting ready to come up for harvest in our next episode. It's either going to come up in October or November. If we were to pick up that contract and very carefully, as we're turning into grain, trying to fulfill the contract, do it very carefully to leave the remainder in the ground rather than just harvesting it and selling it for the extra money. If we were to take that extra corn, I wonder if we could run over it with a forage harvester and turn it into chaff. I mean, that would be a way for us to get some silage. It may be possible. I don't know. I don't think I've ever tried that. I mean, it would have to be. It would have to be just perfect. I mean, when we start nearing the end of the harvest, we turn in, harvest a little bit, turn it in, see where we're at, and try to get it where we don't, we just barely hit 100%, and then we leave the rest in the ground, and maybe it'll work. I don't know. But maybe it'll be, I don't know. Maybe there's something where you can only go over it with a harvester. They won't let you go over it with a forage harvester, only a regular harvester. So it might not even be possible. If anybody knows, like if you've ever tried that, and it does work, let me know. I mean, if I don't see anything in the comments, I'm probably going to try it anyway. I'm sure I could pick up that contract in the next episode. Alright, well, let's get all these straw bales picked up. Alright, we got some straw bales here now. This will come in useful here for these cows. Hopefully that'll last us till next year's harvest. You know, I just noticed too, we haven't bumped our time up yet. Our game time should be at 15 times now, not 5 times. This episode will end up a little bit long. We run the rest of it at 5 times. Or at least I'll have too much game footage I need to cut down, one or the other. Okay, we're running precision farming, so we want to run a direct drill on this. And I actually found a mod one that's pretty good. It's not giant, but it's pretty cheap, and it doesn't take too much tractor to run it. And it runs at a decent speed. This one's actually not bad. I mean, it's going to take it a little while to run that big old field. But money's tight right now, so we can't get a really big one yet. We're just going to have to settle for this, I think. Okay, let's get a couple bags of seed for it. Alright, let's head back over to the farm. Let's drop a seeder right here, because I think we're going to end up starting on this side. But we don't want to seed it yet. We need just a minute here. There's one, we got to get that trailer off the field here. And the other thing we got to do is we got to get our soil samples done. There we go. Get the scout. Alright, let's get our soil samples here. Alright, we send in our soil samples. Yeah, it's starting to get dark. We may have to seed this in the morning. Hopefully we can get it all done tomorrow, because, yeah, it's got to get done tomorrow. If we got to work late into the night, and that's what we got to do. Alright, let's get some shut-eye. Should we get up at 7 a.m.? It might be dark, but we got to get an early start. Oh, yeah, it's plenty light out at 7 a.m. Now I know we probably should mulch it before we seed it and roll it afterwards, but money's tight and I don't want to buy those pieces of equipment right now. Now what they do for the crop is fairly minimal, but next year when we replant this, for sure we're going to do that. We are going to mulch it and we're going to roll it. But I think we're going to skip those processes this year and just direct drill it right into the ground here. Of course, we will go over it and we'll get our pH right and our nitrogen right. So like normal, we're going to run across this tree line over here and all the way around over here. And then we'll come up here and we'll set our GPS and we'll just finish it off. There we go. Boy, I had to reduce the time there right at the end because it was looking the way it was going. I don't think we would have had all the seeds in the ground until about 12:30. And once it flipped past midnight there, I was afraid it was going to flip to October, and that would have just screwed up that last little bit there. Yeah, there you go. There's our soil types that are in that field. That's pretty good, actually. The only silky clay is right over there. And I'm pretty sure that's a field that's going to yield above 100%. Yeah, the pH actually is not too bad on it. We're going to lime it anyway, though. Whoa, nitrogen is bad. So bad. Look at that. I think it's because, probably because of the wheat that was in there. Wheat just kind of sucks everything out. I've got a lot of long-term ideas for this farm, but I don't want to go into too much here now. We'll just kind of let it unfold and let you guys see it. I appreciate you watching. And I do have a Twitter account now I just recently opened. It's at battlecrom.com, capital B, capital C. I do follow All Gamers Back. You can find the information for the Twitter account also if you go to the main page of the channel. Yeah, I think this is a good time to wrap it up, though. So I'll see you in October.